Hi everyone, my name is Kevin and welcome to Exploration Theme Parks, and today I'm at my home park, Six Flags Magic Mountain, which I haven't been to in over 8 months, and this is my first vlog in a long time. So let's get to it. So I just parked at Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is my home park, and I actually haven't been here in over 8 months, which is crazy to think about. And as probably a lot of you are aware, last year, we were dealing with, my mom's pancreatic cancer, and then ultimately her passing away, which is obviously the main reason why I haven't been back or active on the channel in a long time. So it's nice to finally get back to this park. It has been a while. One thing I noticed is how expensive parking here is. It's $40 for general parking and $60 for preferred. So I have the Prestige Pass with the preferred parking on it, so that's actually nice, but that is so expensive. And it's currently 10:15 a.m. and the park opens at 10:30. And it's nice that this wall that they put up used to be like a gate that was falling over. Looks like it's holding up pretty nicely. Time to go to security. Let's go. So it looks like they opened up the park a little early. All right, we have made it into the park. And yeah, again, it looks like they opened up the park a little early, which I don't know if that's new. Because before they would actually let the people with like the Prestige Pass in right here, and then they would drop the rope and let us into the park a little early. But oh yeah, and I just saw pictures of this new sign. They've removed the Six Flags and put a bigger Magic Mountain sign over there by the fountains. Oh yeah, they do have a road drop. Ah, I like this. This is a new upgrade here. And I like this because now not everyone's all stuck waiting to get into the park in long lines. Okay, so this is huge news here at the park. They do have a separate little Prestige Pass or certain passes entry for the early access, and then everyone else has a rope drop back there. But overall, that is a way better setup because it would take 30 minutes sometimes for people to get into the park through like the general admission turnstiles, and it would just take forever. So this is a much cleaner setup. People get into, the main plaza, get to hang out, go into stores, get a snack if they want. But you Prestige Pass holders or whatever still get, into the park a little earlier. So overall, I love that new setup. So I'm gonna just get in line for Full Throttle because before I hadn't ridden it in a long time, and it does get a pretty long line and it's a slow mover. And you can see all this land clearing that they're working on because they're ramping up putting this new coaster in. And I'll give some more shots in a little bit. The landscape looks a lot different over here.
Welcome back to Go City. All right, such a beautiful morning, and this is your first ride. Goodbye.
All right, just got off full throttle, essentially walk on. Still really smooth. Obviously the ginormous loop is awesome, amazing hang time, and then coming back over it. You'll always hear me say it, but they should have extended it after you come over the loop a little bit, because it just comes to an abrupt stop there at the end. But still a really good roller coaster. Log jammer, rest in peace. Yeah, so they're doing a lot of work on Bugs Bunny World as well, which is nice. And actually, after my morning stay here at the park, I'm gonna actually go home and eat lunch, and then we're gonna come back with Nikki and Caleb just to walk around the park and check out Bugs Bunny World for a little bit. I don't think he can do much at this point, but just to get out for a little bit, and I'll probably do a little short separate vlog on that. But yeah, so here is the site of the new Vekoma Moto something coaster coming here. I forgot what it's called, but it's essentially like a motor coaster, but it's suspended, which will be the first of its kind. So it'll be interesting to see if it's like comfortable, how it rides. But I mean, there's a large clearing here, so there's a lot of space here, and it goes back there a little bit as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, they've ramped up work, and I know there's a coaster track in the parking lot as well. So, and it's blue. But yeah, it's exciting to see. I'll try to make it back as much as I can as, like, you know, it starts going vertical. Yeah, it looks like actually the majority of Bugs Bunny World is closed. Opening summer. More to explore in 2026. There's our Goliath, still looking fresh with that paint job. Might actually try to get a ride on that real quick. Yeah, they got lots of construction walls up over in this area. And we oh, Pistachio Park. Rest in peace. Used to be Sierra Sidewinder way back in the day. And of course, Superman. We know that is forever gone. And I think Drop of Doom has been closed. I don't know if they're working on it, but I hope they don't close that down. But it does seem like it has a lot of downtime, so it looks like they haven't opened Goliath yet. So I'm gonna see if I can hop on Wonder Woman real quick. Let's go. Trying to see. Oh, there goes Wonder Woman. All right, let's go jump in line. All right, there she goes. Walk around these cattle pens with no one here. And we exit through the gift shop. Oh, Batman. All right, got back row Wonder Woman, Flight of Courage. I think it's still warming up a little bit, but it's also not as silky smooth as it used to be. Don't get me wrong, it's not like uncomfortable bumpy, but you know, you feel like the do on the tracks, kind of like speed bumps, but not like to a point where like, oh, that hurts. It doesn't hurt at all, but you could just tell that it could get worse over time. So I don't know, time will tell. So of course I have to go get on Twisted Colossus and cross my fingers for at least a partial duel, because that's when it makes the ride ultra top tier RMC. Still a really good coaster if you don't get the duel, but I mean it was made to duel, so yeah, they actually have the door closed on Drop a Doom. So we'll head to the Scream Punk district. Let's go get in line. Let's go get twisted.
All right, the train's coming around. You guys got a side-by-side race. Have a good time. Clear.
All right, so I didn't just have one ride on Twisted Colossus. I had two. Now, they're running 3 trains. So when that happens is you have a better chance to get at least a partial duel, but also have a chance to get duels on both sides. My first one, I got a partial duel the first round, right? So I hopped back in line because I'm like, I want to try to get a double duel. And it happened on my second ride. And it was fantastic. Like, when Twisted duels on both sides, it's just like so ridiculously fun because like that's what it was built for. And it just, when the trains are just maneuvering over side by side, like the elements are so cool on that roller coaster. So, but again, I think they, you know, a mechanism, if they built a mechanism that could do it guaranteed every time, would be awesome. But because it sucks relying on, you know, don't get me wrong, the crew is killing it, right? But you have to rely on the crew and the general population, you know, to hurry up and sit down. But yeah, good ride. So, brought my own almond snack, taking a quick break. All right, just had my almond snack, and I think I'm gonna try to jump in line for Goliath while I'm over here. All right, let's go get in line. Yeah, so I opted not to wait for Goliath. I think they might have one train going, and looked like it was gonna take like 30 minutes. And I gotta get home and eat lunch eventually, right? Plus, I haven't been back here in months, so I just kind of wanted to walk, do a full loop around the park as well. So it's currently 11:30 a.m. on a Sunday in April. And so far it's really not crowded at all. That will change once, you know, summer break comes and, you know, Six Flags gets really crowded and really hot. We made it to the boardwalk. We got Johnny Rockets and boardwalk games. And of course, Crazanity. Yeah, Crazanity is a really fun flat ride. But I think I'm gonna continue my walk around the park for now. Oh, what's up, random Zen garden? Let's go. Still got jamming bumpers over here. Of course, they removed the scrambler a while back, and now it's just some extra seating over there. Here, Ritter's Revenge go! Whoa. Yeah, there's all the tables. And I went on Justice League, which is a dark ride, the last time I was here, and it was actually better than I thought. Obviously there's a few things they could do better, but really not that bad of a ride. Some nice food stops over here, and of course the classic Gold Rusher, a rip-roaring roller coaster. Hub over here, some more seating over there, and they made this area a little nicer. Jetstream's currently closed. I think they were doing some paint work on it. We'll have to check it out. So Magic Mountain, you know, it's my home park. I grew up with it. Like every time I come, I need to go on a few rides. Like I have to, or else I don't feel right. But also just like walking around the park and seeing what they're doing, seeing what's new, imagining what they could do as well. And we're coming up on the underground at Six Flags. I like how they had to clarify that this is the underground at Six Flags. Yeah, and the support structure on West Coast Racers over here is absolutely insane. Because they built it custom above these go-karts over here. That's actually an upcharge attraction. Yeah, I'm gonna skip West Coast for now. Continue my stroll around the park. Oh, Ninja's open. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. That's the only thing up there in Samurai Summit, which I hope is an area they will eventually focus on. Hopefully one day they open up the Red Sky Tower again. We've got Apocalypse over here, which is a pretty fun GCI coaster. So yeah, and the Magic Mountain app looks a lot nicer. They kind of made it into a Cedar Fair looking type of app. I currently checked it and it says X2 has a 2-hour wait, which is nuts if that's true. So we are now leaving the underground. That's a cool looking car there. Is that a Shelby right there? Huh. So yeah, looks like fresh paint on Jetstream over here. Looking nice. Some more of the fresh paint. Roaring Rapids though is open, and Rapids rides are always a fun time, especially when it's hot out. So you do tend to get pretty wet, but it's just a fun ride with when you have a full group of people on it. And yeah, Tatsu I think has like a 40-minute wait right now. Great flying coaster, B&M. It's so cool because you're so high up already, like on this hill. So it's a really cool experience. Katie's Kettle, and I feel like they removed something right here. I feel like there's like games here or something, or like an old structure. Feels a lot more open. Good old Revolution, another classic here. Great step-up coaster for the younger kiddos. And we're leaving Rapids Camp Crossing. I do feel like the park needs to add some more trees. Like this area is beautiful. It's all shaded, covered in trees. And the hills within the park used to be covered in trees. And then they cleared a bunch out, that were like somewhat close to rides. There goes Revolution. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like they just, and where the new roller coaster is, I really hope they replant a bunch of trees and shrubs and make it look nice. And one coaster that could use some love is the classic Viper. It definitely could use a repaint, but they should also invest in the newer Vekoma trains that have the more comfortable vest harness, which would make it a lot more enjoyable for a lot of people. There's certain seats that you can sit in that is actually, you get a really good ride on Viper, but then if you sit in the wrong seat, you can have a horrible experience. And then yeah, I definitely won't be hitting up X2 right now, especially if it's a 2-hour wait. I'm not gonna even walk over there and check. It's more when I come here, it's more of I either start with X2 and then hit up Tatsu, or I start with full throttle and head that way. And if I'm not spending a full day here, I have to accept the fact that I'm not gonna wait for some of the other bigger coasters on the other side of the park, because each side will eventually get a pretty long line, right? So you just kind of have to, if you're local, base it off that. Obviously, if you're coming for a full day, you can try to get on everything. And I haven't looked for them, or I don't know if I even went to a ride that has them, but I think they've been adding flash pass or fast pass stalls next to some of the bigger coasters. And I'm assuming you can either get a unlimited one, or you know, a one-time ride one. So that'd be convenient, you know, if you walk up and it's a 2-hour wait for X2 and you know, really want to get on it, but you don't want to wait, pay whatever money to get on it. But if you want to go up to Samurai Summit to ride Ninja, since that's the only thing up there, and you don't want to walk up the hill, you can take the Magic Mover up here in front. So I actually do like the Magic Mountain sign better, and I hope it still lights up at night. But before they had a smaller Six Flags sign, this one stands out a lot better. And I like how they're kind of separating it from like the Six Flags like overall corporate thing and trying to make it its own park again. Magic Mountain. I like that. Alright, so that's it for my morning back at Six Flags Magic Mountain. It's been too long, and I'm so glad I finally got back to the park, got on a few rides, walked around, and I'm also coming back this afternoon with Nikki and Caleb just for a little bit, so that'll be in a separate short vlog. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for upcoming videos, and remember, never stop exploring theme parks.